Hello everyone and welcome to Choose Your Lane, a ForeverWena series. I'm your host PD Jokes and this is Do All Women Think the Same? We're going to be having conversations about self-empowerment, self-love, sexuality, and also breaking the norms of female pleasure. Now before we meet our people, I need to remind you guys at home to please continue subscribing, like, share the videos, and join in on the conversation. We want to hear what you have to say. Without any wasting time, let us meet our people.
My name is Ashley and I am a promoter and a commercial model.
I'm from Soweto, Deep Kloof, and I am an actor and a fashion model.
I'm an actress, model, fashion stylist, and many more other things.
I'm Dr. Mpumezenda, Dr. Gynae, and I am a sex worker, meaning an OB-GYN sexologist.
I am an artist and interior designer, and I'm currently studying a course in art therapy as well.
I'm 27, I am originally from Newcastle, but I'm currently based in Joburg, and I'm an all-round artist.
I am from Johannesburg East. I'm 23 years old and I'm also an artist.
You step into lane number 1 if you agree, lane number 2 if you're neutral, and lane number 3 if you disagree. And your first statement is, my body, my rules, and I decide what I'm comfortable with. It's time to choose your lane.
It's an absolute no-brainer for me. I think nobody having boundaries and having self-love and everything as a woman, and if you're not going to respect your own body and your own boundaries, nobody else is going to respect it.
I also agree with you, and I really love to express myself in whatever way I want to. Thank you.
I'm gonna change it.
Can you tell us why you decided to change lanes?
Personally, I feel like, yes, it's my body, my rules, but if I am married or something, I can't be going around with many dresses. The image that I'm trying to show and also how I'm representing my husband or my partner is totally different from when I'm single, you know, I want to go parties and stuff. I need to have an agreement with my partner and how he sees me and how I see myself. We need to have an understanding there as well.
I agree with the sentiment of, I guess, your body and your autonomy with your body growing according to what role you currently fit. But I also don't agree that it should be something that is then a mutual discussion or decision, because it is still my body.
Yeah.
You can be autonomous over your body and we can discuss and then come to, you know, I guess a common ground. I was in a situation whereby I was dating this one guy and I was like only 19 back then, and he was telling me like, no, don't dress like this, dress like that. I'm like, I'm only 19, I'm young. And if I was to be in a different situation with you, to like, be like, okay, now we're like married, we're like husband and wife, I can change the way I dress, maybe if you're not comfortable. But then at the end of the day, I agree, it being my body, my rules, because at the end of the day, even if you come home as my husband and you wanna touch me, if I don't feel like it, I don't feel like it.
It is literally the fundamental thing for every single human being to be self-aware, and I think we do well to teach particularly girls about that so that they can make decisions that are for them. That's where we build consent, that's where we build boundaries from.
It boils back to self-love more than anything else, because the way I present myself, even before you come to me as my partner, like it should be just the way you can't come to me and want me to change. For me, it's like now you're controlling me. And it has been a boundary from day one, because you saw who I am. So you came to me because you saw who I am, how I display my life, my body, how I carry myself. It's a lot of things with the body of a woman.
Yeah.
Here's the next statement. Prioritizing my own pleasure is more important than my partner's. It's time to choose your lane.
Why I mainly disagree, excuse me, is also because, like, guys, listen, we're now in a relationship. I understand that you want your certain pleasure to be in a certain way in terms of sexuality, but at the end of the day, it's a relationship. We're together, it's a partner. So I have to satisfy you The more you satisfy me, I satisfy you. It's a 50-50. We're doing this together. I feel like that's where the teaching each other comes in. You're able to teach me how I can please you. I'm able to teach you how you can please me.
I must say I agree with you, and I think that's why I'm standing right
And
here.
Yeah.
Because mine is a bit of both. So mine is both lanes kind of meshed into one. It's not neutral because I'm not sure. It's basically a yes and a no.
Yeah.
I find when I was younger and typically as a woman, we are so categorized in having to please a man. It's always like, oh, that girl was good because we were busy cleaning. And then it's like, it's non-enjoyment. In relationships and long-term relationships that I've had, I've realized how important both plays a role. Like, I am not here to serve you and you're not here to serve me. We're here to enjoy each other. So for me is absolutely, do I prioritize mine? Yes. Because I don't, you know, I don't want to until 2 years into dating start now having headaches because I'm always pleasing and I'm never getting pleased. So for me is very, very neutral both. Absolutely.
I think I'm here because in as much as I feel like, okay, fine, your partner's pleasure is somehow your responsibility as well, prioritizing my own pleasure as an autonomous person in my own body, just as he's an autonomous person in his own body, prioritizing his pleasure is my responsibility. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a get mine.
I want to throw a spanner to that because there's a thing that very often as women, we tend to almost always give up our pleasure in the attempt to please the next person. And so being conscious all the time that you are just as important, saying what you want, how you want it, how you like it, is just as important. So it's maybe the statement if it was like just as important, not more than and not less than.
The moment I started taking some for myself as well, I enjoyed sex more.
But looking at it like this, men's mentality is not the same as women. If you're not satisfying him, he's going to go look for it somewhere else.
Well, then he better go.
Let them go. But communication, what about communication? Because yes, we are wired differently. And so in as much as you need to understand him and understand what he likes, shouldn't it be working the other way around? And if he, I mean, there's a lot of guys who struggle to satisfy women and they still stay in relationships. They don't say, oh, I'm going to go somewhere else. I think then our values come to play. But that's just me. Like,
Yeah, it's high time we women are not doing everything for men first. We should put ourselves first. It should be us first. You know, it has to be 50-50 and still, but don't put another person before you in anything. I believe it has to be like that.
Here is your next statement. I would rather have a blesser than a broke boyfriend. It's time to choose your lane. Let's start with the ladies who disagree.
I don't want to do that.
I'm in between lanes.
I'll start with you at the back because you started to disagree, now you're neutral. Can we start with you?
I'm neutral because why are you dating if you're broke? No, that's the question. Like, why are you in a relationship if you're broke? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't know because I can't be with a broke boyfriend. I mean, like, I also can't be with a blesser at the same time because it now costs us like a lot for me. I don't know what am I risking myself into. At the same time, staying with a broke boyfriend, I'm giving him for free.
Does it matter when he is broke? Is it like in the beginning of the relationship or you guys were fine
Because like
job
with a
and then
blesser, you can benefit a lot more from there. Let's be honest. I can go to school with him, with a blesser. With a broke boyfriend, and then...
I wouldn't want a blesser. Like, I want to get everything, like, with my own hard work, my own blood, sweat, and tears. But also, I do not want a broke guy because given where I come from, you know, like, I know the stresses that like my mom goes through, you know, she has to be, you know, a pillar of support to my dad, you know.
Can I ask a question though? Do you think guys who are broke find it more difficult to handle a woman who's doing well?
Of course.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
one of the, because it's not just about
Definitely.
wanting money from him,
Yes.
Yeah.
but it's also like when they are struggling, does that make them feel intimidated by you if
Yes.
you're doing well?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mental thing.
Well,
It's like a
I
mental
personally, I've come from a long-term relationship of 6 years, and I met him dead as broke. But this guy had aspirations.
Yes.
He was broke, but he had a plan. He was broke, but he was getting to where he needed to. And I love independence. I sometimes feel like I don't give a guy enough space to kind of say like, I want you to need me because I like independence so much. But at the end of the day is I don't want to bless her because I don't want it handed to me because I love working and I love being my own person. So are you broke with an intention to change it or not?
I disagree, not because like I'm just like, oh my God, I'd rather have my broke boyfriend. No, it's largely because I wouldn't rather have a pot-bellied old man. Like, I'd rather have neither. Like, because why do I have to choose two, like out of two really bad options?
situations.
Like, I'd rather just not have any of that.
Hate
Like,
neutral.
I think I wouldn't mind a man broke in a way of having a vision. You know, we speak and I can see you have a vision. Because there are people who are just relaxed and they just like being where they are. You see a person who is just striving and you help that person. I love growing together with a person that makes a huge yes. But the problem is some people are just there and they're in a comfort zone. They are broke and a broke man can kill you. Their ego is so small.
So then can I ask you guys a question? So let's say you're dating a blesser, right, and you prefer that. You saying yes, doesn't that mean that he's expecting something back?
He is.
Because the relationship is transactional.
Yes, but also a broke boyfriend wants some sugar.
If you've got drive and stuff, that's the sexiest thing. So if he's broken, he's busy going.
But drive is not gonna feed you, babe.
But then 10 years later, you look at his Facebook page, he's married, he's rich, and you
10
went,
years later.
Some pretty interesting answers there. But here's the next statement. I'm comfortable with using my sexuality to get ahead. It's time to choose your lane.
Go ahead with
You
what?
switch lanes, ma'am. Let's start with you. You were there. What changed in those 3 seconds?
if I work hard enough, I don't need my looks, my sexuality and anything to get ahead. I like clean money, I want to work for it. I believe in myself, I trust in myself. I don't feel like any of my exterior or the fact that I have breasts or anything of that. I don't feel like I need any of it. I work hard enough and I think that for me is enough.
I don't know how many years, decades, but as long as I do it all with a clear conscience and with God, I really don't want to get myself into these kind of things. No, it's a big no for me. I want things to happen, you know, slowly but surely, because I know that one day I'm going to get to where I want to be.
Yeah,
So let's say you're getting a traffic fine, doctor, and you know, Wutsi,
You know what? I really believe we all have different kinds of privileges, and but there is such a responsibility with every privilege. If I now start mixing it with, let's use a little bit of booty or a little bit of like sweet talk, I think you can be kind with people. You know, you're speaking about a traffic fine. I can be kind. I can explain what went wrong if I was in the wrong, but the responsibility that I take.
But then doesn't that mean you know what you're doing? Because I mean, that's what it is. You are trying to get out of a ticket fine using the pretty privilege, for example.
There's privilege that you can't do anything about. If somebody is like, "Eh, Sisi," like,
of course.
"Thank you very much, sir," but no, I'm sorry.
Can I interject?
I'll just act very panicked and
I feel like
scared.
the reason I'm on neutral is because in as much as there are some facets in life where I agree with you guys, where in my career, I don't want to use my sexuality to get ahead. I have no qualms with that. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
However, in my personal life, largely because I don't feel like every single facet of my existence needs to be a radical act.
Yeah.
I deserve to be, because for an example, I'm dating this guy, but I don't get dates, I don't get e-wallets, I don't get nothing like out of the ordinary. Like, why can't my sexuality buy me access to things that people can afford me that they are feeling generous about?
But if you now have to have an effort,
neutral, sir.
the thing for me, it's using your sexuality. So it's like you are going out of your way to use what you have.
Men will sexualize you regardless.
But you see, now they've decided. Now they've decided to do that. If I'm walking down the street and they're thinking, "Oh, girl, you fine? Can I buy you something?" Of course, yes. Thank you very much, sir. I move along. But for me to think, "Oh, I need a meal, so let me dress a certain way."
But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm not actively going out of my way to not allow people to afford me certain privileges solely based on the fact that they might like me a little bit. That's what I'm saying.
So what about ladies? What about ladies who are not afraid to use their sexuality in clubs? Because you go there with an empty wallet, then you come out with 6-pack of ice-strappers. You are using your sexuality.
Because club, okay, I might faff the hair a little bit. So you should.
It could be anything. It's not only about your career, but if I'm in a situation whereby I can, my smile can get you to pay something for me. Honey, you're gonna pay something for me.
Sounds like you agree to me.
It's like, what is using your sexuality?
Yes,
like, where's the boundary there?
Because like remember,
Because
guys,
using a smile and
guys, remember, sexuality is not only about getting something from men, like money from men. You are able to even like, guys, you know how many
to skip a line, to skip a queue,
skip a line,
anything.
get your car washed.
I'm number one. Because I said hi, sir. Simple.
But is that using your sexuality?
That's using it's using my privileges. I'm a woman. I can just flirt with you and be like, hi. Okay, cool.
For me personally, I take pride in doing things for myself. But there are those things that you're just working because you are just your hips are just shaking and you're just getting something for free. I can't say no. I didn't do anything.
And your final statement is, masturbation is better than sex. But just to spice things up, let's just hypothetically say for this round, we do not have a neutral. It's time to choose your lane.
Wow.
Can you tell me what's causing the indecisiveness and why did you decide to go for agree?
For me, as if I could be a neutral, I would, because it depends on the guy. I'm sorry, but masturbation, it's a given. I know what I like. I know I'm going to get the end result, and it's going to be fantastic. You know, I can control it. I know when. I know what. So it's always amazing. So, but sex is all depending on the guy that I'm with, and it's not about size, guys. But for me, masturbation is an absolute given.
It should be better than being controlled by somebody else, because then if I control it myself, then I'll do better. It's just that my mind is not into such.
You're giving mixed emotions there.
Yeah, because for me, masturbation does not necessarily mean it can be partnered.
What I'm trying to say, that's why if I had a chance, I would be here. Because I'm actually here, rather be here, because I love controlling things myself. I don't want somebody to control things. It's my body. But it's not like my mind is into such. It's something I've never done.
What I'm saying is that do we then assume that masturbation is when you are just by yourself, or can masturbation happen with a partner? It's more about where it is. So my statement that I like a lot is it's not inside, it's on top, because female pleasure is literally the holy grail is right there. So whether he's the one doing it or whether I'm on my own, I'm still here. I'm still on this side.
The reason I disagree isn't because like masturbation isn't like great or whatever. It's just that like there's, I guess, a lack of emotion within the sexual act that just doesn't quite hit me properly.
Does it have to be just you, or can it be either or?
It can be either or. However, I probably still wouldn't enjoy it. So
how much have you explored it? Because I found the more I explored
pretty
it,
often,
the
to be honest.
better it got.
It's just not my thing.
She wants a warm body.
Well, I've never done it, and I don't plan on doing it. So yeah, I'm fine with it. I wanted to be there, so.
What about you? What are your thoughts?
So firstly, what she said, there's no connection. What are you doing? You're playing with yourself in the bed. Like, what's happening? And then next thing, people are just hearing noise. It's weird. Okay. The second thing is a little bit more spiritual. Next thing you're doing it, then you have demons following you.
Yeah.
That's another story.
Yeah,
okay.
I get you in that.
And then masturbation, I feel like, going back to her, if your partner's not satisfying you, if he's not hitting the spots, change your partner. You can't be satisfying yourself. It's weird. No offense.
Do you guys agree that masturbation is a form of self-love, self-care?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it depends on the ritual and why and how you're doing
I also feel that it's masturbation is just like sex. There are certain kinds of sex you don't enjoy, right?
Yeah.
So it is a part of sex. So for an example, I'm never going to try anal. So, you know, like there's just certain things I wouldn't try, and I guess masturbation is.
Having
realized
said
if
that,
you're
you know what?
comfortable-
With this hand, I bless this neutral lane. It's back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because wow.
No, I think I'll stay on agree.
It depends on the
Actually.
person.
So now,
Honestly.
it's okay. It's okay. You're gonna tell me why you've
I think
decided
I
to
agree.
be.
It should be part of self-love, though I'm not into it, because at least you are just doing it yourself. Nobody's controlling. So for me, it's at least it's part of self-love.
What's the safest number to do it in a day?
But is this like for masturbation or sex?
How many times should you masturbate a day, maximum?
Nah, I still stand on what I said.
If I get there with my partner, then yeah, twice a day. But I mean, masturbating.
By
no.
myself, I think once.
Does it
one
have
at
to be
least,
per
every
day?
day. Yeah.
If it's per day, it's a problem, isn't it?
Every day, twice on Sunday.
Yes, honey.
Well. Whether masturbation is safe sex or not, okusalayo ForeverWena. ForeverWena. Well, thank you to everybody for being part of Choose Your Lane ForeverWena series. It's been amazing having you guys here. Thank you so much for your engagement, for your comments. Please do remember that if you want to have conversations like these ones with professional, you can head over to ForeverWena.co.za. There is a chatbot there that will talk to you like AI, you know what I'm saying? Like, ask the questions, because, you know, people can be judgmental. Mara sikolap. That's good. Subscribe, chief. Subscribe. And click the like, share the episode with all your friends. It's been your boy PD Jokes. God bless and goodbye. Forever. Guys.
If you would like more information on this topic, please go to the ForeverWena.co.za website, or make sure that you check in with your healthcare professionals. We're always here to support, to help, and to help you make the right decisions for you.